Welcome everyone to Merkaba Energy Healing. So today we are back with another pick a card reading, and we are asking Spirit, how do people view you versus how you really are? So we're going to look at the difference. You could think of it sort of like your ascendant or your rising sign versus, I guess, a combination of your sun and moon. So how do people view you versus what you're really like? And they could be similar. So we'll see. We have 3 piles with 3 crystals. These are 3 different tarot decks. The first tarot deck is the Galactic Star, and it is paired with this lovely raw lepidolite. Pile 2, with message 2, we have the Catacorn tarot deck with the Angel Aura Amethyst. And tarot deck number 3 with message 3, we have the Tarot of the Owls, and that is paired with the lovely Diopside. So take a deep breath, see where your intuition pulls you the strongest, and when you feel ready, you can go down to the description box below to find the timestamps for your reading, and I will see you over there. Welcome, group number 1. Today we're doing a really fun reading. We're asking Spirit to show us how people view you versus how you really are, or what you're really like. Now, like I said in the intro, you could be viewed similarly to what you're really like. You could have a Cancer rising and a Cancer sun and a Cancer moon. And you might show up all in the same way if you have the same sign, or you could actually show up in various ways. Aspects of the personality of Cancer can show up in different ways in the front and then differently inside, if that makes sense. So let's see. I've already done my invocation. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with how people view you. You chose the lovely lepidolite with the Galactic Star. So I'm not going to go too much into the stones today, but I am going to ask the lepidolite to guide me in this reading to help show me the truth. They have such magnificent wisdom, the Crystal Kingdom. So I'm going to ask that the lepidolite connect with us. I think it's interesting that I'm falling over my words a little bit in this group. Yeah, I wonder what that's about. So we'll see. So my guides, please tune me into group number 1. Okay, what they're showing me is an interesting combination. They're giving me the words ferocious and hesitant. So it's almost as if when you're pushed, your fangs would show, so to speak. But on the front, people might pick up on a hesitancy, almost verging on trepidation. So I don't know if you guys like humans very much. You might be my pile that's more animal lovers. You might connect more to plants and other sentient beings. But I think that there might be some hesitancy with humans. Let's see what the tarot has to say. Yeah, I don't know if I'm speaking to any Scorpios here, but it feels like you put on not airs, but you might show a brave face or wear a smile, but there might be some turbulent energy underneath, just underneath. So let's see. My guides tune me in further to my pile number ones. I feel like you might be a little bit hard to read. Let's see. Show me, my guides. Show me. So I'm going to ask them to show me in piles. So maybe 2 to 3 cards for the first energy, please. How do people view my pile number ones? How do people view my pile number ones? How do people view... I'm hearing the word unsure. And I'm laughing because I don't think that this is the way that you actually are. I think you're quite sure of yourself, but deep down, they're showing me a well, which again feels Scorpio to me. That you've got this depth to you. You know, when you look into a well, you can't see the bottom of it. It's like this, right? But people are always curious. If you pass a well, you're going to want to look inside, right? But I have this sense that people might quickly judge or define you as someone who might be unsure of themselves, or yeah, because I think people feel insecure themselves when they come across people they can't read like a book. It's both intriguing but also unnerving. Okay. How do people view my group number ones, please? How do people view my group number ones? Show me clearly, please. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. 2 of Swords. You're not easy to read. Show me a little bit more with the 2 of Swords, please. I'm also hearing that people don't know where they always stand with you. There's definitely this confusing energy, for sure. And they are highlighting the moon in the background here. I don't know why I'm hearing the word subterfuge. Not a word I normally use, but there's definitely something mysterious about you guys. I'm hearing people wonder what you're up to. So maybe you're not that social, but you're definitely interesting. Okay, this just flipped over. Knight of Wands. And 4 of Discs, which is 4 of Pentacles. There's that energy that I felt before. There's some kind of energy of being close to this chest. And here with the Knight of Wands, that's that ferocious energy that I was tapping into as well. So they just validated what they channeled, which often they'll do with me for the first message. Okay, so with the 2 of Swords, I have the sense that people can't quite pin you down, figure you out when they meet you or when they view you. I'm guessing with the Knight of Wands here, at least that's what I'm being shown, that ferocious energy is maybe bubbling right under the surface, so that if people speak to you for a long enough time, those fangs will show. But with the 4 of Discs, there's this remaining energy of, I can't quite figure them out. I'm hearing, what are they hiding? So, yeah. I'm hearing the word dimensional. As I look at the spread, there's a few different energies here. The 2 of Swords is, though, especially with this particular card, looking into this, what are those called? I can't think of it. It's so frustrating. I can't think of basic words when I read. This is a kind of therapy. Oh my God. Anyway, when you look into these goggles and you go into sort of an alternate reality, something reality glasses, okay? I feel as though people view you as someone, well, I'm getting not of this world a little bit. This idea of a chameleon, someone who is ever changing. They're telling me this might show up in the further cards, but they can't quite figure you out. Sometimes you show your fangs. Sometimes you show your fire. And I'm hearing that this makes people a bit gun shy around you. That makes other people pull back a little bit. And in that way, we're looking at the 4 of Discs with regards to that message. So sometimes when you do show your fire, and it's almost as if you might seem rather docile. They're showing me Julia Roberts' teeth. You know, she has such, and I actually think she's a Scorpio too, but you know, just really cordial, I would say, coming across friendly. You've got it together. But then if something rattles you or makes you upset, you might actually show your teeth. And that pulls people back. People then might say, oh, I didn't have her or him figured out. I didn't get that quite right. So they might see you close to your chest, but there might also be some way that you act or react to people that may pull them back, may pull their energy in. So you might have experiences with people wherein they want to approach you, and then another day they might seem a little bit, not suspicious, but I can't, it's so annoying. I can't find basic words. They might not seem as willing to come up and say hi. And you might wonder why. And it's not always because you had a fiery nature, you lost your temper. It could have just been the way that you looked at them, where you might have had just a bad day, or you know, you were talking to someone on the phone and you had a look on your face that maybe scared people off or seemed a bit intimidating. And I think that pulls their energy back. And you're not doing anything wrong. You're just not a simple person, okay? And I think most people feel most comfortable around simple people. Because you're hard to read, you're both intriguing, but also a little bit intimidating. This is the energy that I'm picking up. Let me get a bit more on you guys, although I think that's the main energy. Let me get a bit more. Can you tell me more about how my group number ones are viewed? How else are my group number ones viewed? Please and thank you. And then we have the Five of Wands. It's interesting. So in this particular deck, the Five of Wands reads to me almost as telekinesis. Someone that could hold these objects up in the air energetically, with this person's palms being lit up. I mean, I'm going to get more information on this card, but there is something otherworldly about you guys that people can't pinpoint. Some of you might be energy workers or healers. You definitely have a psychic bend, but it's not the traditional, you know, I channel, I mean, maybe you do, but what I'm getting in terms of how people view you is there's something that they can't define about you. You might have a very unique way of communicating. You might find exactly the right words or the exact right thing to say that kind of stuns others, because they're showing me the perspective of you looking at others who are viewing you, and I'm seeing their eyes really wide, as if something you said or did was stunning to them in some kind of way. And they're kind of flabbergasted. It's almost like I can't find my words again, because I'm in the energy more of the other people who are viewing you, and I'm finding it hard to define you. Can you tell me more about the Five of Wands, please? Okay. And we have the Three of Wands. Just notice that in this message, there are two people whose back is turned to me. There's a kind of affront that I feel with you, almost like you're giving people a very subtle middle finger, if I may. Oh God, I'm going to get another video restricted for saying that. But anyway, yeah, you have a bit of a cavalier energy to you, as if you don't quite give an F about what people think about you. And I think people read that. They know it. With the Three of Wands here, I'm hearing people ask, where are they going? What are they doing? You just can't be fit into a box, okay? But I'm hearing other people try to put you in a box, and you keep breaking the sides open. They just they just showed me when one of my cats just crawled into this little box from a package, and one of the seams broke because she's a little too big for this box. So they just showed that image to me, and yeah, they're tuning me into something else. So I'm getting distracted. But yeah, people keep trying to put you in a box and you keep blowing past those boundaries. So you keep doing things that makes people question you. Where is she going? What is he doing? I don't understand. And it's frustrating. I have to say it's frustrating. Now I'm noticing that I keep laughing. I have like this nervous laugh, and that's it keeps coming up, you guys. I promise you, it's not going to come up in the other groups because I have this nervousness around you. Now, I don't, but in the energy of people the average person who views you, there's a nervous energy. Okay? They can't figure you out. It's very interesting. They want me to pull one card. They said one card is going to show me the energy. So, okay. So yeah, it's where are you going? What are you doing? What do you do in your spare time? You're not easily read. Okay. So you might be a Scorpio rising. I mean, you could be anything, honestly, guys. It's, astrology, like tarot, you can't just read one card or one piece of the chart, but if you do, you get a piece of the puzzle, okay? Or if you're being guided by your guides, you could read one tarot card, but you know what I mean. But that's the energy I'm picking up here, okay? Ooh. And the Queen of Swords just flew out, and that makes total sense. Sometimes you may seem a little bit like an ice queen. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes you might come across a little bit cold. But again, I'm getting this as a projection because people generally don't feel comfortable around enigmatic people. Okay? I'm not saying I'm 100% like this, but I definitely have gotten that feedback that I'm completely impossible to read and I could come across icy. I'm a Capricorn rising, so I can definitely come across quite ambitious and serious. But when people meet me, it's a whole different story, okay? Because I'm quite warm. But I think that, the reason why they said you only need one card and this one just flew out of the deck is sometimes people do view you guys as a little cold, a little close to the chest, kind of like you're always heading out somewhere or going out and doing something. And it's unnerving. But that doesn't mean that that's actually how you are, or if you are like that from time to time, that's because you're human and you're dimensional, okay? I think they mentioned that at the beginning, that you are a very dimensional human being, and that's really cool. Now, let's get into how you really are. Now, you can be some of these things, but we're going to look at it from your perspective and, from your sun and your moon, essentially. Okay, that's interesting that those cards would not shuffle. There's a resistant energy that I'm getting from you. It's almost like your not your subconscious, your id, which is the deeper, okay, if you know like Freudian psychology, I don't follow Freudian psychology at all, but I had to study it for my doctorate. Your id is sort of that, okay, I'm not even going to try to define it. It's just sort of that sexual shadow innermost part of you, very scorpionic. It's telling me it doesn't want to be known. So I'm going to try to tune into this energy, but I could already feel your energy pushing me back. It's very interesting. Okay, my guides, in accordance with the free will of group number 1, show me with regards to this first energy where people view them as, I can't pin them down, I can't figure them out, they have a bit of teeth. What are they really like? What are they really like, my group number 1s? With regards to this energy here, what are they really like? Show me clearly, please. Yeah, they're showing me they're showing me a very interesting picture of a very large ice cube melting in front of a fire. So it's almost as if to say, if somebody greets you with warmth, your coldness will start to melt. So that's that chameleon energy where you might start to warm if other people put out a hand, but you may not lead with that. Okay. Okay. Now we have the Hermit. What did I say about the id, about being so inward, inside? Like, don't even try to figure me out. Okay, we have the Hermit. What else? Tell me more about the Hermit, please. You're definitely introspective people, okay? So you want to know who you are, but you don't necessarily want other people to know who you are. And there it is, the King of Cups, okay? So this definitely might be my water group. Not necessarily that there is one group, but I find that water and fire are the ones that I can tune into the strongest, maybe because I resonate with them the strongest. But anyway, King of Cups, how you really are. You're very introspective and you're extremely loving when you let people in. When you let people in, you're very, very loving. Okay, with the Two of Swords, there's no letting anyone in. And if you have to respond and people try to get past your boundaries when you don't want them to, you're going to show your fangs. But with the Hermit and the King of Cups, it tells me that you're very thoughtful and you're very careful in some ways who you show your heart to. But when you do, you're the king, okay? You hold tremendous empathy, love, compassion, but you're quite careful with it. Okay, they're telling me we don't need another card for this piece, okay? Anything else you want to say about... Okay, they're also saying with the Hermit and the King of Cups that if somebody crosses you, you may go hermit on them. You may go AWOL. This feels a little bit like Moon in Aquarius. They tend to do that. They can go AWOL. And they would then show the Hermit in reverse and the King of Cups. So you may really pull in a non-beneficial way and then shut down your heart. They just showed me like dungeon doors closing on the heart because there's a lot of green in these two cards, okay? So you guys have a very powerful, strong heart chakra. You might be very deeply loving, very deep emotional people. You might have high levels of emotional intelligence, but you may not actually show people that you know that you could read them like a book. I just heard. This might be something of... They're showing me kind of like an ace up your sleeve, although you don't bring it out very much. It's not the way I want to say it. You're very discerning. That's what I want to say. You're very discerning about who you share your heart with and how. Yes. Okay, let's move on because we don't have all the time in the world. With the Five of Wands and the Three of Wands. Yeah, I just realized that. There's quite a large representation here, but we have the Wands represented in the middle message here about you being something of a magician here, of not knowing what you do behind closed doors, always on your way somewhere. People don't know how you live your life. What are you doing behind closed doors? Okay, what are they really like with regards to this message? What are they really like? So I just heard, okay, the Knight of Swords just came out. Okay, so I just heard that actually makes sense. You are really going somewhere. You are really doing something. You do have goals and you do tend to master them. You're the kind of person where when you go after something, you do it fully, completely. You set off. So the Knight of Swords is setting off on this goal. And then tell me the second piece. Tell me the second piece, my guides. Yeah, they just showed me that Bitmoji. I don't use that anymore because they messed up the Bitmojis for those of you who used to use that app. But there's this Bitmoji that says "Let's go" with like 50 million, O's, and the character is sort of making those strong arms. So there's this energy of you choosing a goal and going after it and being quite hell-bent on finishing that goal or going after that goal. Let's see if you finish. Okay. So we have the Chariot. No. Okay. So this is the one that they wanted to fall out. The Chariot. Okay. So there's this energy of movement going forward. It's the same with the Three of Wands, I have to say. It's this energy of, I see something, I want it, I go after it. I just heard that Ariana Grande song, I see it, I see it, I want it, I got it. I forgot the words exactly, but that's what I just heard in my head. So there's this idea of truth about you guys, that you are always sort of going somewhere and doing something. In general, with the Chariot, you just might constantly be on the move. You might be very fast walkers. So yeah, somebody might be calling your name from across the street and you may not hear them because they're showing me a horse with blinders on. You might just sort of have an idea of where you're going and what you're doing and not be paying attention to anyone. And someone might see you later and say, hey, I was calling your name and you didn't hear me. And you're like, oh, sorry. But you're not bothered. You seem very unbothered to me. Okay, now I'm interested about the Queen of Swords. Tell me how they really are. Tell me how they really are with regards to how people view them versus with the Queen of Swords versus how you really are, please and thank you. My pile number ones with the Queen of Swords here, please. Show me how they really are. Okay. And beautiful. Nine of Pentacles. What a warmer card. Okay, so it is true that you do have an intimidation factor. The Nine of Pentacles is really so much about someone who has it together, right? They've worked hard on their craft, they've assessed their craft, and now they've arrived, right? And so you're very independent. You come across very independent, and you are very independent, but you're not cold. So people do misread you. You have a great deal of warmth about you, but you know who you are and you don't apologize for it. And sometimes that can come across cold. But when people do get to know you, they experience the richness and the depth. Notice the rich colors in this card, these beautiful greens and browns and maroon, and this lovely deep blue shawl that she has over her head. There's a depth to you and a richness to you that maybe at first glance comes across as cold and intimidating. But the moments that people do get to know you, they experience more of the depth behind this. But yes, you are one to be reckoned with, okay? There is an energy of fire even in this card. This reminds me of that image that they showed me with the icicle or the big piece of ice and the fire, because this is very warm and this is very cold. It's that same kind of energy. This woman is holding this, I don't know, is this a hawk, eagle? I'm not sure. This rather large bird, okay? And you can see she's wearing gloves. So this is a bird with talons, but she knows how to wield this bird and how to be friends with it. So people start to learn that you do have compassion and you do have this very powerful way of working with powerful energies, so to speak. Her face is not exactly soft as she looks at this bird. She's more of a companion of it, as opposed to, oh, look at this bird, it's so cute, or, oh, I'm going to entrap it. This is my space, this is your space. I have respect for you if you have respect for me, right? So you are somebody to be reckoned with in some way, but not cold at all, underneath it all. Okay, now I want to end with oracle cards. So let me get an oracle card on how people view you. Show me one oracle card, how people view my group number ones. And we have the metal monkey. Again, I'm laughing so much. I don't know what it is. The moment I tap into people who view you, I start laughing. There's this nervous laughter when I'm around your energy. Okay. So again, we have a monkey hanging by a tree with one arm. There's something magical about you guys. People can figure out how you do what you do, how you are what you are. Okay. Metal being rather cold again. Okay. That's that Queen of Swords energy. Now, let go of control. I'm sorry, it makes me laugh because I do think that people view you as someone who is very much controlled, if not overly controlled, because I did hear the word over controlled. Okay, hold on. Okay. So there's no surprise there. I do want to say that they're highlighting this yellow around you. So I do think that you have I think you have a divine aura about you. Those who have golden yellow in their aura are very magnetic people. They tend to attract a lot of people, but they don't always want people to be attracted to them. Okay. Yeah. And so let's get an oracle card for how you really are with regards to this particular oracle card. Show me the foil to that or the complement to it. Show me one more card, please. How they really are, my spirit guides. Okay. And we have Earth Sheep, return to your center. Beautiful. And when I tap into this, that feeling of nervousness just fades away. You are very rooted, very grounded. It's very interesting that the Nine of Pentacles is here with the Earth Sheep because it's this, even if you come across scorpionic, you might be more of an earth sign or you might just have a very grounded energy about you. I don't know. There is a little bit of air here. I'm picking up Libra a little tiny bit. But no. Yeah, I'm just getting that energy from this card. But no, this feels a little Scorpio to me. I keep saying that. Okay, maybe even Cancer. But it feels like Cancer on steroids. So I'm going to stick with Scorpio. With the Earth Sheep, how you really are, and especially with the number 56, 11 being a number of mastery. We have somebody who is very calm, cool, collected, I'm getting, especially with the water running through these mountains. You remember how I said I saw a well? That's similar here. If we looked at the top of the mountain and we look all the way down and we saw this river running through it. Okay, there's this energy of depth to you guys that is undeniable. With return to your center, there is this feeling of very calm, very centered, very stable, not easily ruffled, not easily perturbed by people. With the number 56, with the number of 11 here, I think people see you as a master of your craft, or whether you have a craft or not, you have some kind of, you read as somebody who has mastery over your personal domain, over your personal energy. You wield your energy well. You know how they say, that dress looks good on that person versus that person wears that dress well? You're the kind of person who wears your clothes well. Your clothes do not wear you, okay? So when people see you, they won't say, oh, look at her in that red dress. It's look at her. It's not look at him in that suit. It's look at him. Right? You really own your energy very, very well with a lot of mastery and a lot of beauty I'm hearing. There's a lot of beauty also showing up. Okay. But it's your energy field that is so powerful. It's like how when I tune into your energy, I feel, oh, it's emperor energy in a lot of ways. That's how I feel, but with a lot more depth. But you've got this dominion over your energetic field that is really a sight to behold and an experience to be felt. Okay, with that, you guys, I'm going to close out this reading. Thank you so much for staying. It was so cool being in your energy field, really. And if you like the video, please do give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't, but if nothing else, I send you guys so much love and so many blessings. Until the next reading, take very good care. Welcome, group number 2. So today we are doing a really fun reading, and we are asking Spirit to show us, how do people view you versus how you really are? Now, sometimes the way that we show up in the world is very similar to how we are inside, but most people have a lot of aspects to their personality. So I imagine that we're going to find out different parts of your personality in both parts of the reading. So we are going to start with how people view you. You chose the Catacorn deck with this lovely angel aura amethyst. So maybe this is just simple and you probably picked this up yourself, but there is a decidedly angelic, soft, sweet feeling with this deck and this particular stone combination. And I'm not going to connect in with the stone too much, although I feel like she's calling to me a little bit here. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to just ask the stone to impart her energy through the reading. I'm hearing that you're not what you seem. Okay. So angel aura is a stone that's been treated with this high heat. Generally, I prefer not to get these stones, even though they're so beautiful. I try to get more raw stones whenever possible. But energy does not get destroyed. It can just contract or constrict. And it can change, but you could always work with the energy to expand it, which I do with all of my stones and with any decks that are AI, which I try not to get, but I have a few of those decks that I have programmed, that I've imbued it with divine source energy. And so it's now sort of alive with vital life force energy. There's a reason why I'm saying all of this. I wonder if some of you guys are energy healers. I did start clearing as I connected in with your group, so it made me wonder if you guys are healers or you clear negative energy, or that's just what your energy is like. Okay, but with the angel aura quartz, there is this feeling of you are not what you seem. And it's not good or bad. I'm just getting that when I tune into your energy. There's a lot more dimensionality to you than what comes across. So like I said in the intro, if you didn't hear, it can be sort of like your rising sign versus a combination of your sun and moon sign, something like this. So how people view you would be your ascendant or rising versus how you really are could be, well, your whole chart, but your sun, your personality, your vibrancy, your energy, and your moon, which is your inner world and your emotional self. Okay, so let's get into it. I've already done my invocation so people don't click off, in case you're wondering. But I'm just going to ask as I shuffle my guides, please show me in the cards and tune me into the energy of group number 2 regarding how, I just need a sip of water, or tea rather. Show me very clearly how people view them. Yeah, I'm hearing candy. I'm hearing the word candy. They're showing me a pop star here. Oh, this is an old school Christina Aguilera video. I don't know, she's like sucking on a lollipop and she's wearing all these really cute costumes. It's like this. They're showing me this other more recent girl. I don't really listen to that music, but this this blonde. That doesn't exactly narrow it down, but she wears all these little short shorts and she comes across cutesy, but she's not. She's quite sexy, and you know, she's got other, let's say, aspects to her. I'm trying to be careful of my words, you guys, so YouTube doesn't restrict my videos. Let's see, okay? Show me a little bit about my group number 2s. How do people view them? How do people view them? Please and thank you. How do people, yeah, I'm hearing the word seductive. So you might have a bit of seductiveness. Hanged man. Oh my God, they just showed me the funniest picture with, with the hanged man. So girl or guy, but they showed me a girl with a, again, I'm trying to restrict my words, which is really annoying, you know. They're showing this to me as somebody like you walking by and somebody turning around and going, ooh. So you might be pretty seductive. You might, you know, wear seductive clothing. You might be very attractive or very appealing. I'm hearing the word appealing. You might catch people's eyes, maybe the way that you dress or the way that you walk, because they're showing me, what's her name? Jessica Rabbit. Wow. Thank you. I would have never remembered that. You know how she walks with her hips kind of swaying side to side? That's what they're showing me. That's what they just showed me with the hangman. Like, hello. Like, baby got back. That's what I just heard. I'm cracking up, you guys. I can't even take it. Oh, okay. Just show me more about the hangman, please. Just show me a little bit more about the hangman. You're a head turner. That's what I just heard. You're a head turner. Damn, you guys. Who am I talking to? My 10 out of 10s. Yeah, I just heard the word Louboutin. So maybe you guys rock some high heels. Okay, maybe you wear fancy shoes. Maybe you've got some nice legs. Yeah, and there it is with the Empress. I was laughing a lot in group number 1 with how people view, but for a totally different reason. It was about nervousness. For this, I'm laughing because I'm like, damn, she's hot. Damn, he's got game. Like, that's how I'm feeling. With the Empress, yeah, like queen all the way. Beautiful, Venusian, okay? Yeah. They're showing me they're showing me both Libra and Taurus here. Although I'm not getting those signs strongly, it's just Venusian energy. Yeah, and I'm smelling perfume now, actually. And cologne. I'm smelling both, okay? So I don't know if I have like 1% male viewers out there. I don't know, some women may wear cologne. I don't know, to each his own, but and to each her own. But I just smelled that very strongly. So you guys really might take really good care of yourselves. You might, I'm also seeing someone like freshly showered. So you might be somebody who is very fastidious is the word that comes to mind. You know how they say cats are very fastidious? I guess because we're using the Catacorn deck. But that's not a quality of a cat that often comes up in my readings, but that's what they're showing, how cats are so clean. Everyone thinks they're dirty, like because they're not giving baths. Oh my God, you stick your nose into one of my cat's fur and you would have a euphoric moment because they smell delicious all of the time. And yes, I will say I do that quite often. Yeah, so you guys might smell really good. You might look really good. And I'm also hearing that you don't apologize for how good you look. So when, so when people say, wow, you smell really good, you're like, thanks. Like, you know. So you don't apologize for it. Oh my God, that is so funny. I love that. Go on with your bad self. Group number 2. And it's funny how they said, because they had me pause when I said that this stone was treated. And some pseudo high spiritual folk might scoff at that. I don't, because I understand energy, with all due respect back to you guys who have criticized. You guys have been treated, right? With colognes, with perfumes, with makeup, with the right clothes, right? And so you make yourself look really beautiful. And that doesn't change your energy. If anything, it expands upon it, okay? Or expounds upon it, I should say. Okay, show me a little bit more about how my group number twos are viewed. I just have to say, from laughing so much, my head hurts. So I feel like there's also this energy of people really enjoying your company. I feel like you lift people's spirits, you make people feel really good. I'm hearing good by proxy, so it might just be that being around you makes people feel good, or uplifts them in some way, so it may not be direct, it could be indirect. Let's see. My guides, show me a little bit more about my group number twos. How are they viewed? How are they viewed? Okay. Ooh, I just heard that you're a heartbreaker. I'm sorry. I mean, sometimes I can get annoyed when tarot readers laugh a lot, but when you are actually channeling and not just reading cards, you can't help it, because you're so embedded in the energy that, I mean, I cannot control my laughter. It's the craziest thing. You guys are something else, all right? You guys are something else. Heartbreakers, that's what I just heard. Tell me more about the Three of Swords. Yeah, a lot of people want you. You're definitely coveted. You might have found yourself in love triangles, where you've had like two people interested in you at the same time, and you had to make a choice. And with the heartbreaker, you might be someone who chose neither of them and went on to a third person. Like, they just showed me a cartoon of someone's head spinning around. Like, we didn't even see that coming, you know? Ooh, and then we have the Six of Wands. That's just crazy, you guys. So even when you break people's hearts, you're still looked upon in a very positive way. You're still desired, right? In fact, it makes people desire you more when you say no to them. So you might be the group that gets stalkers, or lots of people sliding into your DMs. This is not the way I talk normally. I just have to say, I don't even have Instagram. I don't even use DMs. I don't even know what that is about, but that's what I just heard. A lot of people sliding into your DMs. You're very, very desirable. I mean, with this gold cup here, I mean, you're like the prize that people are looking for. That is how people view you guys. Who are you? Can you tell me in the comments who you guys are? I read for somebody a long time ago, and their reading was about how beautiful they are and how they have like all the choices in the world. And they wrote back to me and they're like, yeah, you know, my beauty is my kryptonite. And I was like, thanks for validating the reading. That's pretty damn cool. And I love people who own their stuff. You should feel confident about what you've got, okay? Let's get a little bit more about you guys. Let's get one more grouping here for my group number twos. Tell me a little bit more about my group number twos here, please. Okay. And then we have Two of Wands. Interesting. Whew. I just calmed down. Two of Wands and okay. And the Emperor. Okay. Let me just sit with this for a second, you guys. So what I'm getting, it's very interesting what I'm getting with these cards. There's a few different things. First, let's just note the Empress and the Emperor are here. You might have a nice balance between your divine masculine and the divine feminine. So you might seem very balanced to people, like quite strong, but also, I've used this term before, strong and soft. In fact, my guides now show me the image of Charmin, the toilet paper, to indicate the red one, you know, soft and strong. And that's what I'm getting here, that you've got a kind of a very cool combination of soft and strong here. With Two of Wands and the Emperor together, what I'm getting is that people see you as somebody who's always, I just heard the word reinventing yourself, which is actually not what I was going to say, but that's what they just put in my mouth. But when you head out to do something, you succeed. And whether you succeed or not, you have a lot of confidence when you go out and try different things. And I just heard the world is in his hands, or the world is in her hands, with the Two of Wands here, even though it doesn't show up with, you know, this cat holding the globe here. I'm hearing the world is their oyster. There's a bit of Jupiter energy that I'm getting here. Maybe this is my Sagittarius. Maybe some of you are Sagittarians, or it's that luck, that stroke of luck that you often associate with Sagittarians. But yeah, I'm not getting full on Sagittarius. It's an element. You might have some strong Sagittarius in your chart, but it's this energy of things seem to work out for them. They've got it all together. Things come easily to them. That's the energy that I'm picking up from you guys. That how other people view you, if nothing else. But yeah, that's that Queen and King energy to the nth degree with the Empress and the Emperor here. If you are in a couple, you might be viewed as somebody in a power couple. Not power pentacles, more beautiful. You hold a lot of, you take up a lot of space. When people see you walk into a room, they look at both of you. That's a really good looking couple. That's a really rich couple. And I don't mean financially, I mean rich. There's a lot of, they're showing me folds of a velvet curtain, right? Lush, regal. This is the energy I'm getting with you guys. And I just heard ride or die, so with the Two of Wands. So if you are with a partner and you go out, you're ride or die for each other. You seem to be a couple that's very powerful, very strong, eyes only for each other, and you might have quite a bit of PDA, I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing. Okay, so we're going to use a different deck for the second part. Hold on, they don't want me to use the deck I took out. 1 second. Okay, so now we're going to look at how you really are. And we're going to look at it in relation to these three groups, okay? So, my guides, please show us very, very clearly in the higher self of my group number 2s. Tune me into their energy, please. Okay. So first they just showed me a little smirk on your face. You've got a little bit of something that's sly. I just heard the word salacious. So yeah, you kind of are like the way that you're viewed a little bit. I'm hearing the word coy. But now they're showing me this scene from Greece where the pink ladies are jumping up on the bed and singing. I don't remember what the song was. I think they're making fun of Sandra Dee, but very playful. Your energy feels playful and sweet and fun, okay? Show me the, okay, let me just ask the question. It's so weird when I tune now into your energy versus the energy of the people who view you. It's quite different. First of all, it feels more serious than how people, it's almost I just heard don't judge a book by its cover, right? So sometimes when people are very attractive, people assume that there isn't a lot of depth there or seriousness. And all of a sudden, I just got very quiet, like the energy that I just tuned into got very quiet. And I just heard, don't underestimate me. And they're showing me a bookcase full of esoteric books. Wow. I actually didn't see that coming. So you guys might be very well read, or you might be interested in deeper concepts, we'll see, but things that maybe people don't assume about you on first pass, right? When they first view you or come across you, or your first impression that you give off, okay? Yeah, because even when I tapped into your energy and they first showed me that smirk and then jumping up on the bed, it's almost like you're playing a bit of a game with me. Can you figure me out? And then, I got past that playful energy, and I just located a quite serious person. But let's see, okay? My guide, show me how my group number 2 really are with regards to the Hangman and the Empress. Show me how they really are. Okay. The Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, a lot more down to earth. A lot more down to earth, I just heard, than what people might assume. Yeah, they said, I just heard, I'm not shallow. Just because I look good doesn't mean I'm vacant. Doesn't mean that there isn't something behind it, okay? I just heard methodical. Okay. Let me ask the question before I take that card. Show me more about how they really are with regards to the Knight of Pentacles. Show me more, please. Death. Oh my goodness. Okay. Let me sit with this for a second, you guys. Yeah, that's that serious energy that I just picked up on, along with the coyness. Interesting. Group number 1 got a lot of Scorpio energy, and now I'm picking that up here with you guys with the Death card here, okay? Very methodical and very serious about... very serious. Hang on one second. Let me get in a little bit more. You actually don't let anyone in, just anyone. You're actually quite thoughtful about who you bring into the fold. And if people do you dirty, you cut them off at the neck. So that is that Scorpion energy that I am sensing into. I'm trying to have a sense of how this relates to how you're viewed. Yeah. So, yeah, again, they're telling me don't judge a book by its cover. You are much more thoughtful, grounded, and cunning, I'm hearing, actually, than how you're viewed. You might look all sweet and cuddly on the outside, but you've got tremendous depth and wherewithal with regards to what you're doing, because I keep trying to lock it in, but they're saying it's not any one thing. They are just methodical people. That's probably why they were showing me the power couple bit, because even if you're not in a couple, you've got a powerful energy right under the surface that people would not think that you have. Now, they highlighted the yellow in the Knight of Pentacles being that joyous, joyful energy that you do exude. But even right behind it, that's that seriousness with the red, okay? That's exactly what they just showed me. This coyness, I'm jumping up and down on a bed. I've got this playful aspect of me, but right beneath it, I mean business. You're quite dimensional, my goodness. With Kali Ma here, there is also that bend towards the spiritual, okay? I don't know if you do some kind of magic, like beauty magic or like prosperity magic. I don't know why I'm picking that up. And I'm also hearing that that's in your ancestry. Show me more, please. With the 3 of Swords and the 6 of Wands, how are they really? So we talked about, heartbreakers here, and that, like, you can't do people wrong. People still hold you in high regard. What are they really like? What are they really like here, please? Yeah, I keep seeing, like, you just don't let anyone in. You're very careful, again, with the 3 of Swords in the not the reverse, but in this side of the reading. You might have a lot of suitors, but you just won't date anyone. And then we have the Knight of Swords. And that is coupled with the Two of Swords. And that's that energy that I was picking up on of, you know, you don't necessarily show people what you're really all about. You make them think that they know, but they don't. This was actually in the reverse in group number 1. You hold your cards closer to your chest than what people assume. Yeah, I'm hearing the word cunning again with the Knight of Swords here. You will not hesitate to cut people out of your life if they cross you. And I think they said that with the Death card. Again, I'm getting Scorpio energy there. With the Two of Swords, I'm getting, again, you do have quite a few suitors, but you don't really choose among the people who like you. You tend not to like the people that like you, which I find very fascinating. You go after what you want with the Knight of Swords. You definitely go after what you want. But the people who do show up for you or to you, you're usually not interested in. That's really very interesting. You've got a much sharper mind than people give you credit for. I'm hearing all brawn and all brain, as opposed to all brawn and no brain, or all beauty and no brain. You're all beauty and all brain, or all brawn and all brain. Okay, you actually have a very sharp mind. You have a lot of depth of character, but you don't necessarily lead with that. Okay. And finally, for the last bit here, the Two of Wands and the Emperor. So that's the Knight of Swords again with the Two of Wands. You definitely have a goal that you do want to go after, and you reach it with the Emperor, okay? It's that same energy here with the Knight of Swords. I'm hearing that you sometimes take calculated risk, especially with the Knight of Swords and the Two of Swords. And I think that this surprises people to learn this, that you take calculated risks. Okay, tell me a bit more with the Two of Wands and the Emperor. Yeah, I'm hearing that word again, methodical. You're a lot more thoughtful than people give you credit for when it comes to what you're doing. People might think that you are a huge risk taker or you don't take any risks, but you actually take calculated risks. Okay, Nine of Pentacles. That again showed up in group number 1. I wonder if you guys were drawn to group number 1. You're similar in some ways. Tell me more about the Nine of Pentacles. Eight of Cups, yeah. You guys, you might be liked by a lot of people, but you might remain single. I don't always read the Nine of Pentacles like that, but I have to say that because with the Eight of Cups, there's again this energy of you've got options. You might have 8 options, but you walk away because they just, yeah, they don't suit you. With the Nine of Pentacles, you are very much in your power. You do look beautiful, feel abundant, and that is true with the Emperor here and the Two of Wands. You do set out to do the things that you desire. You do reach that goal, and that actually is true. What people don't see is that maybe you have walked away from more circumstances, people, offers, jobs, or change jobs than you would maybe care to admit. You might be on your own in a way that both feels empowered, but at times lonely. You might have actually felt hurt by people leaving you, but didn't let that be shown to the world. Regardless, you've got this tremendous power about you that is palpable when I tune into your energy. And people don't know that about you. They don't know how sharp you are. They don't know how methodical you are. And they don't know that you've had quite a few situations where you've had to leave somebody or somebody has left you and you've had to sort of come back to your middle. You might be the kind of person that doesn't seem like someone could hurt you, but it's possible that someone has because you're human. But you do a very, very, very good job of not letting people know that you're hurt. That's what I'm getting here. Just as they said at the beginning, you are not what you seem. Or you're not only what you seem, okay? Because you are what you seem. You're beautiful and you're a heartbreaker and you've got goals and you make the money and you're in your power, but you've got so much dimensionality in the depths of you and how you approach life and how you respond to things. It's very methodical, it's very thoughtful, it's very powerful. You're very, what's the word I'm looking for here? You can decide on things and that's it. It's like, I want this or I want that. You don't dawdle, okay? You don't sit on your hands. You don't dawdle. That's the word I'm hearing. Sorry, I got distracted because Simba was about to come on the desk here. Yeah. And with these two people wearing red here, there's a lot of red and blues here, okay? So a lot of depth, intuition. This feels, again, like grounded intuition. And the red is this energy of feeling in your power. And while you might be hurt by someone from time to time, you get right back up. There's a depth to you and a hardiness to you that a lot of people don't see. Yeah. Okay. Let me get a couple of oracle cards. Let's get one oracle card about how people view my group number ones. Not ones, group number twos. Let's get one oracle card about how people view my group number twos. Okay. We have Fire Tiger, share your gifts. Number 3. Interesting, we have another 3 here. Yeah, so we're getting back to that, people seeing you as beautiful. It's interesting that the Fire Tiger showed up here because when the Fire Tiger showed up in a previous reading of mine, that is when my cat Simba came on the table. You've got a bit of this fiery nature, very super attractive, that rare, that kitty energy for sure, okay? We have another cat here and you guys chose the catacorn. Share your gifts. I think they talked about that, how when people are just around you, they feel good. You're beautiful and that's a big part of your giftedness. You're very magnetizing, you're very attractive, not just physically, but energetically. Okay. And people like to fly around you like these butterflies. Show me how they really are versus the Fire Tiger. Show me how they really are versus the Fire Tiger. Please and thank you. Yeah. And we have the Fire Dragon. Co-create with the universe. It's crazy. We've got the yellow again. So again, right beneath this, there's a lot of this joy and playfulness. But then further beneath that, we've got the dragon, which is that death energy. It's that same, do you see, guys? It's so crazy. That's the Knight of Pentacles and the death again. I find it very interesting, the red, the yellow with the underpinnings of blue here. You've got this fiery, I don't know how to describe it. This is like the softer fire and this is the deeper fire with the dragon here. Co-create with the universe. That's the Empress and Emperor energy. That's the Nine of Pentacles. That's the Death card, the Knight of Swords, this energy of being quite masterful in some way. Knowing who you are. With the 53 here being an 8, there's a lot of prosperity here. And if this hasn't happened yet, you guys are just naturally prosperous people. Dragons are very earthy, but they've got tremendous depth to them. You know, they're extremely intelligent. Oh, I also want to say masculine. There's quite a bit of masculine energy here as well with you guys. So you might look quite feminine, a little like receptive, come to me, but then masculine. No, I don't want boundaries. You know, it's sometimes hard when I go into someone's energy to put words into it because I feel it so strongly, but sometimes it's hard to put it into words. Fire dragon, you're one to be reckoned with. Okay. You have a fierceness about you that on the front, people don't expect. What's interesting is that, let me just see this a little bit more clearly. Yeah, it's like this dragon looks like he's grinning. That's that smirk that I saw before when I tuned into your energy. You've got something about you that even when you're doing something that feels risky, you've got this look on your face. How do I describe it? My guides help me here. It's almost like you're telling people, you don't even know what I'm doing. There's almost this air of you don't want people to know all of these layers about you, at least from the jump. And it's fun for you. I feel like the joyful, the playfulness is less about playfulness with others and more within your own psyche. You like having this playful, I'm hearing the word banter, this playful energy with people. Like, you got me, now you see me, now you don't, I just heard. Now you got me, now you don't. It's like this. Yeah, they're going like this to me to wrap up. Okay, because I kind of want to go in a little bit more, but you guys are very mysterious, very interesting people. All right, let me know in the comments down below if this resonated, okay? And if it did, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. But it was such a joy and a pleasure to read for you guys. And I send you guys so much love and so many, many blessings. Until the next reading, take very good care. Welcome, group number 3. So today we are asking Spirit, how do people view you versus how you really are, what you're really like? Okay. So these have been very interesting readings so far. You guys chose the lovely diopside with the Tarot of the Owls. Welcome to your reading. So we're not going to get too much in the stone today, although if it comes up, I will read. But I'm going to ask the energy, please, of the diopside to please be imparted in this reading to bring us further clarity. Okay. Thank you. So we're going to start with how people view you with this tarot deck, and then we're going to pick another tarot deck to tune into your energy and how you really are. Okay, let's do this. My guides, please tune me in to, I'm hearing the word mysterious, to my group number 3s. Yeah, this might be my spiritual pile, my spiritual group. Yeah, you might seem a little bit ethereal to people. A little otherworldly with the diopside here. Something that fell from the stars, okay? That's literally what diopside is. It's this idea, I think it's Greek mythology, but the Greeks believe with the diopside that it was a star that fell to the ground. And that's why the stone looks sparkly. Cosmic, I'm hearing. Okay, show me clearly with the cards, but also continue to tune me into the energy of my group number threes. How do people view you? So I'm going to go into the energy of the other, okay, of the people who view you first. Tune me into how people view my group number threes. I just heard the word untouchable. I feel like people, the way they're showing me this image of like you're at a museum or they're showing me, it looks kind of like an auction. I don't know what this is called, a gallery maybe. And there's this dome, this glass dome. It's a square dome, so I don't think the word dome is the right word, but this glass encasement or acrylic encasement, and there's this beautiful diamond in it, like a diamond necklace. And people are looking at it, ooh and ah, but they can't touch it. So I'm hearing the word specimen also. So I wonder if sometimes people look at you and observe you, but I just heard do not approach. You might not seem all that approachable, okay? And it's not because you're intimidating per se. It seems more because your energy is so different from the average person. This is what I'm picking up with you guys. Because I keep seeing people walking by you and looking at you, but not turning their head like, ooh, like group number two. More like there's something about, yeah, I just heard there's something about Mary, you know, that movie with Cameron Diaz. Like there's something about him. There's something about her. There's something intriguing, okay? So people are definitely interested in you, but yeah, they don't necessarily approach. Okay. How do people view my group number threes? How do people view my group number threes? Please show me clearly. Okay. Whoa, we have death. That showed up in group number two. So we have had scorpionic energy through all three groups, which is very fascinating. Okay. And Queen of Wands. That's very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. So in this particular death card, yeah, I've got eighth house energy on the board here. Okay, shout out to my 8th house people. Let me know in the comments down below if any of you have rising in the 8th house. That doesn't make sense. Have a lot of planets in the 8th house. This is so interesting. With this particular death card, you see there's this black bird coming down here. Quite ominous as well, right? And we all know that Scorpios are hard to read, or they can be hard to read, I should say. Weird that energy of Scorpio came up in all these readings. This is very 8th house energy. The Queen of Wands to me is the witch of the tarot. Okay, she usually has a little black cat beside her, but there's no black cat in this particular owl deck. Yeah, so I just heard familiar. So maybe some of you guys have a cat that you consider your familiar. So people do view you as magical beings. They view you as mysterious. Again, I'm hearing the word intriguing. I'm hearing unconventional beauty, male or female. You might have jet black hair or very dark hair or very dark eyes. Or you might just wear a lot of like, no, they said no. I just heard cat eye. You just might have a way of dressing or seeming or looking to people that is, I don't know what the word is. I don't know if there's a word for this. Just interesting, okay? And I'm not saying like you have to be wearing goth or anything like that. It's more, it's a subtle thing they're showing me. Again, cat eye, or that I'm hearing your mane of hair. So you might have very thick hair or very dark hair. or you might have wear specific jewelry, because they're showing me this this skull around this owl's neck. You might have a very prominent piece of jewelry. I'm always known by, you know, a large ring that I wear, that I've been wearing my whole life, and my midi ring that I've been wearing since high school. Things like this, something unique, okay? You have something that's very unique that gets people talking, I'm hearing. People don't know exactly how to define you or what you're all about, but you seem very intriguing. I have to say that I imagine that some of you are actually this way. I'm curious to see the next piece about how you actually are, but let's get a little bit more about how you're viewed. Tell me a little bit more about how my group number 2s are viewed, please, and thank you. Tell me a little bit more about how they're viewed. Okay. The Fool. Okay, tell me more about the Fool. Okay, I'm hearing Aries there. I know it's an Aries card, but they're telling me Aries. And we have Queen of Wands, also a fire sign energy. And Three of Wands, yeah. So we definitely have fire energy here. Some of you might be fire ascendants, rising signs, or Scorpio. Or maybe Pisces on steroids. I just heard Pisces. Okay, so the Fool and the Three of Wands, my guides, tell me. I'm hearing that people have a hard time either understanding what you do, either for a living or, I don't know, like how you live your life. What do you do? So let's say you say, you're in a certain kind of profession. They're like, okay, and there's a lot more to you. You might be someone that people view as, they're showing me your hands in a lot of different things. Right? The Three of Wands is that proverbial ships coming in. They view you as somebody who is quite prosperous, quite good at what you do. But with the Fool card, it tells me that you keep reinventing yourself, that people view you as constantly reinventing yourselves. Some of you might be career changers. You might have set out to do something in your 20s that you changed in your 30s, that you changed in your 40s and beyond. Okay. Or it doesn't have to be over decades. It could be over 1 decade. Okay. Or you could be somebody who does many different things. Okay. So you might be a teacher, you might have a YouTube channel, and you might volunteer. Okay. Yeah. But even when you tell people what you do, they're kind of like, and what else? There's an air about you that people can't quite pinpoint. You do that, and what else? There's this mystery about you. I am hearing that you garner quite a bit of respect and awe. People are definitely inspired by you, I'm hearing. Inspired by the risks that you take and how you conduct yourself in your life. You're very smart. You're very smart about your career and the next steps that you take. And people can bet on you. People can bet that whatever you start, it's not just you're going to see it through, which was in another group, but there's a feeling as if they view you as someone who knows you're going to succeed, no matter what. Okay? Let's get a little bit more, one more sort of aspect to this group. How else do people view my group number 3s? Okay. We have the 10 of Wands. Okay. And should we take them all? The Hierophant and the 6 of Cups. Interesting spread. Okay, my guides, walk me through these cards, please. just got a heaviness in my chest there, I guess, with the 10 of Wands. Yeah, with the Fool and the 6 of Cups, even though I'm reading them as separate, there's this innocence about you underneath it all. So with the 10 of Wands and the Hierophant, that's that teacher energy I got before. Leaders in some pronounced way. Spiritual leaders, okay? With the 10 of Wands, what I'm getting is, with regards to how people view you, is that there's an admiration that people have for how much you have been through. They view you as someone who has been through a lot, but there's still this hardiness to you that is unshakable. And your innocence. I think that's why they showed both of these to me. People see you as somebody who, because I'm hearing, like, it's not pity, it's, wow, they've been through that. Oh my God, they've been through that. Wow, they've been through that. It's things that people know. This is not like depression. Not to say that you haven't been through that, but when people view you, they're actually aware that you might have lost people in your life, or difficult things happen to you, or you've experienced challenging things, and it's known, it's a public thing, okay? And yet they still view you as somebody who they can go to for advice, for guidance, and has still been able to maintain your purity. So people admire you because you have able to sustain your root, your connection to who you are, in spite of the tremendous challenges that you've faced. And I have to say, for people in a group like Diopside, okay, the Queen of Wands, the witches, the death card, the people, the scorpionic energies, the 8th house people, okay, you might have your North Node in the 8th house here, okay. This is what you sustain. Your capacity to guide, to lead, and also have this innocent quality about you, which in my intuitive sense is your connection to your very soul. Okay, people might read it as innocence or purity, but me as a reader and me as a psychic reads this as somebody who constantly maintains their connection to their soul. I'm also hearing, and to your spirit, which is a very high vibrational state to be in. Okay, a lot of people can maintain a connection to their soul, but not to their spirit, not in any powerful way. But I knew it from the beginning when I tuned into your energy, okay? So I think that some people view you this way, and I also think this is probably exactly how you are. But let's see, okay? Let me just make sure that my battery's not dead, because I knew my battery was low. Sorry if my chair going out there made noise. Okay, let's get into it before my battery dies. Okay, my guides and the higher selves and spirit, please, of group number 3, show me, with regards to death and the Queen of Wands. Yeah, I just heard truth, facts, facts. This is how you really are, okay? Well, let's have a look in the cards. Please tune me in a little bit to their energy, how they really are. Okay, they just showed me the darkest part of the ocean, okay? Oof. I just heard still waters run deep, okay? They give me that sentence sometimes when I'm speaking to energies that run, just very, you don't know the depths of the ocean, right? This is you guys, okay? And I felt a little bit of fear, I'm not gonna lie. Something just stirred in me when I just went into your energy. It's, sometimes you look at the ocean and you're like, oh, look at the ocean. And then you look a little bit more and you're like, whoa, okay? There's something very frightening about its depth. Like the ocean is an entity to itself, right? That's how I'm feeling about you guys. You have an energy signature that is really unlike anyone else. Very dynamic, and they're showing me the Morrigan now. So you guys might work with the underworld a little bit. You might like to play in the dark, I'm hearing. Play with the shadows, okay? I just heard darkness hunter, which is an old school word, okay? When I was just starting out as a young intuitive, I was working with a patient who was completely attacked by demonic energy, and I was like way out of my depth at that point. This was very early on in my career. And I remember contacting a friend of mine, and she's like, "Oh, you need a darkness hunter, okay? Somebody who sort of goes at like is able to go into the underworld and retrieve soul fragments and so forth." And that's what I'm picking up with you guys, the darkness hunters, okay? You are not afraid of the dark, okay? Show me with regards to Death and Queen of Wands. Show me about their what are they really like, okay? My group number 3s. What are they really like? Show me clearly, okay? And we have the Devil. What did I say? You guys like to play in the dark. I love when my guides, I just have to cover this demon up here. I love when they verify the channeling. It really helps with my stability in the reading, okay? The Devil, tell me more, please. They're showing me a crystal ball, okay? So yeah, you guys definitely can see. Okay, you guys can read people like a book. That's what I'm going to say right there. I mean, people can't lie to you. They can't pull one over you. You can, they're showing me a knife through butter, okay? Yeah. Show me more about the Devil, please. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, 9 of Pentacles and the Emperor. There's a lot of red energy here. I just heard red essence, which means that sort of denotes the lower toroidal field. That's A.H. Almas, I believe, who talked about the red essence. You guys might want to look that up. Oof. Hi, guys. Sorry, the video cut out. The battery did end up dying. So I'm back a few hours later. So I think I was talking about how you guys play in the shadows. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and I mentioned AH almost. Okay. Red essence is, I'm not an expert in the diamond approach. You guys can look it up, but it's about confronting the self, okay, in short. And I find it to be a fascinating concept. And it's denoted by this red fullness, by this strength that you have. And you, with regards to your particular reading, I think that they brought it up in my consciousness because you confront the dark in others, but you confront the dark in yourself, okay? And the red essence is all about precision and exactness or exactitude, so that you get to the point where you say, that's my shadow, that's my darkness, there's the crack, and you get after it. Confronting the self is one of the most powerful things that we could do in this life, confronting all of the aspects of ourselves that need questioning, examining, acknowledgement, and, discerning what needs to leave or what needs to be integrated, what needs to be healed, etc. So this is this depth about you that is so bananas, for lack of a better word. You just confront the dark and you're not afraid of it. And what's interesting, I think this piece got cut off, is that both of these people have this bird, which is a hawk or I'm hearing a bird of prey, but you're befriending it. So my sense is that you guys have done a lot of shadow work and you have befriended that aspect of yourself that at one point you were afraid of looking at. And now you're looking right at it, okay? And you've befriended it. And so the way that people view you is part of the story, but it goes so much more deep than that, Okay, this actually resonates also with the Ten of Wands, right? That you've been through tower moments, tower moments, tower moments, and also this, and also the Fool and the Three of Wands, and having reinvented yourself. They kind of all come together in this beautiful tapestry about you guys. That's really uncanny how that devil just flew out this way. Mm-hmm. Some of you might do shamanic work, I'm hearing. I think that came up with the retrieval of soul fragments, because they're highlighting the two birds here as potential power animals. So that's what they're highlighting with these hawks or eagles here. I'm not sure exactly what they are, but some of you might work with power animals, spirit animals, even totem animals. Yeah. Yeah, all of this red, this is about you're very strong people, okay? And you work a lot with the root. And that's the underworld, right? It's not just with the earth, it's sort of the inner earth, right? And below the earth, so to speak, or below this dimension, okay? Now, let's get some information about the Fool and the Three of Wands, which talked about, right, reinventing yourself and not knowing exactly what you do, and trying new things or doing many different things. Sorry, it's taking me a minute to remember what I talked about last time. I usually don't remember all the details, but I listened back to the reading a little bit a while ago, and now I already forgot. Okay, my guides, show me with regards to how my group number 3 really are versus how they are viewed here. Can you show me how they really are? Show me very clearly, my highest and best spirit guides. It's too many, please. Sorry, I didn't call my guides back in. I'm just calling them back in now, please. Okay, thank you. Mana says we can proceed. Thank you. Mana is my guide, one of my guides. Okay. We have King of Cups. And, okay, Page of Pentacles. Yeah. That's interesting because earlier they talked about the Fool and the Six of Cups, denoting this very innocent energy. And in some ways, we have the grown-up version of that innocent energy with the King of Cups, right? The cups, you know, are the emotions, and the emotions, the heart is the innocence of us. Love is the innocence of us, the purity of us. But it's the king, albeit in a white robe, denoting further innocence. So again, the way that people perceive you in that way is correct. And now with the Page of Pentacles, we have that same idea of reinvention, of starting over again and again and again. This is this idea of renewed interest, recycling in your life. You're the kind of people that can be interested in the smallest things, not want for very much. You can look at a beautiful flower or a tree and just be completely awestruck. And I think that people really appreciate this about you, because I think most people get caught up in the hustle and bustle of everyday life, and you bring back that purity, that innocence. And so again, we see that the way that people view you is very similar to the way that you are, but there's a depth that runs through it that people on the surface can't even really imagine, to be quite honest. And they're highlighting the books here. So there, I think, it wasn't this group, right? There was another group, I think it was the last group, where they talked about being interested in esotericism. I mean, we've already covered the fact that you guys are probably mystics in your own right, and I think you might be attracted to mystical books. And with the pentagram here, we're again seeing that energy of magic and mysticism. And it's this beautiful combination that often people might see as either foils to one another or antithetical to one another, that you have in one space in this beautiful, harmonious way, which is this purity and this vigor, this strength, that red essence, that dark that darkness hunter that they mentioned before. I forgot that. It's that it's not yin and yang. It's not good inside of bad or bad inside of good. It's this development of all aspects of self. I get the sense that you are very highly developed people, and this shows up in your work or your everyday life in the way you imbibe in many different kinds of things. I just heard the jack of all trades. So you might literally do many different kinds of things, and people might say, wow, how do you know so much about that and so much about that and so much about that? And they're showing me Jeopardy. Yeah. So which tells me that, people who go on Jeopardy, they know a lot about a lot of different things. And so this is the way that you guys are. You seem to be intrigued by a lot, interested in a lot. You might study a lot of different subject matters. Now they're showing me a personal example. When I used to go into Barnes & Noble, I would just be, which by the way is a bookstore for those of you who don't know. I don't know if there are many brick and mortar Barnes & Nobles left, but anyway, which is so sad to me. But I remember going in there and just not knowing where to go first, because I wanted to read every book in that store, and I wanted to know about every subject matter. And so they just showed that example to me to say that you guys might be real seekers of knowledge and very interested in many different subjects. Okay? Really lovely energy, I have to say. Now, for the third message here about how people view you, seeing you as someone who has overcome again and again, and that you have much to teach in lieu of, I'm starting to clear a little bit for some reason. I don't know. Maybe that'll come up here. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Ugh. Whoa, that was a big clearing. I don't know what that was. Oh, okay. Yeah, you guys are some kind of master healers for sure. Mm-hmm. Yes, you are. You might be very clairsentient. So they were saying, you might be wonderful teachers teaching wisdom from your personal experience of challenge and having risen above it, but also always being quite stable and sturdy in your energy in spite of the challenges that never were really able to knock you over, that you can carry a great deal of burden, a great deal on your back, and still, stand tall. And then with the Six of Cups, there was that air of innocence, that you can maintain your air of innocence in spite of the challenge, in spite of the darkness, right? You're able to sort of see right through the darkness into the light. And you might also have this ability with people that, I think they said that, right? That you could read people like a book. Yeah, and they're adding to that a little bit by saying that you're able to often see people's potential, okay? So with regards to how people view my group number threes in this way, how is that complemented or foiled by how my group number threes really are? My guides show me very, very clearly. Okay? No? No. Okay, show me very clearly. Show me very clearly, please, and thank you. How are they really are, my group number threes? Oh, that's crazy. My legs were crossed. The moment I uncrossed them, the hermit fell out. Mm-hmm. Okay, tell me more about the hermit, please. Sorry if there's a bit of a glare. It's very dark now. It's nighttime and it's raining, and my light has a bit of a glare. Yeah, it looks okay. Tell me more about the hermit, please. Tell me more about the hermit, please. So interesting. When you read different times of the day, you get different energy. Okay. Oh, that's so interesting. I just heard the song I'll be with you from dusk till dawn. What's his name? Shit. Zayn, and who does he sing that with? It's that beautiful love song. I feel like you guys are ride or die for your friends. I don't have a sense that you have a ton of friends, but the ones that you have, you will see them through the fire. Okay, like that's what I just heard. Yeah, I'll be with you through dusk till dawn. I wonder if some of you resonate with Ma'at, because they just showed that to me, the weighing of, the heart against the feather, and like the sins against the feather, basically. How many sins did you have in this life? Are you worthy of going to the heavenly realm? I don't know if you resonate with Isis or Anubis, or I don't know, that just came up. Okay. And then we have amazing, the high priestess. Holy shit. Oh, sorry, excuse my French there. Bloody hell, YouTube is going to restrict another video, you guys. Don't let them do it. Can we get one more card? One more card, please. If nothing falls out on this last shuffle, then I'm going to leave it. No, yeah, okay. And the Lovers. Wow. Holy crap. Look at these major arcana here. Okay. That's crazy how they match up here. So with regards to the 10 of Wands, you don't necessarily view your challenges as challenges. So again, it's yes, this is correct, the way people view you, but it goes much deeper. So it's the same in each pile. With the 10 of Wands and the Hermit, it's very interesting. I'm hearing that you have developed the capacity to look at challenges as opportunities to expand. You have developed the capacity to view your challenges, your burdens, as opportunities to expand. And so you use them as moments of insight and introspection. Blows my mind, you guys. I want to meet you guys. I want to meet my pile number 3s. I want to meet all my piles, but this is standout. Okay, so Hierophant. Okay, I'm going to put it all together in a second, but with the Hierophant, right? So we have a spiritual teacher. The Hierophant could read in many different ways. It could be religious. It could be spiritual. It can be quite stringent, rule-based. But now we have the High Priestess in terms of the perspective of what you really are. So yeah, you're not just any teacher. I just heard you guys go way back. Okay, so I'm talking to a whole bunch of very old souls here. Beautiful. So I'm in good company here. The High Priestess, you don't just teach from the mind. You don't teach from convention. You teach from, give me the word here, from spirit. Okay, simple. You teach from spirit. So you've lived a life that afforded you opportunities as you saw it and took it, afforded you opportunities to develop insight. And that coupled with the High Priestess is just mind-blowing, right? Because you take wisdom from your past, meaning past lives, past experiences, as well as the wisdom you've cultivated in this life. And that makes you quite literally otherworldly, okay? That makes you someone to be sought after, somebody who has a great deal to impart. I'm hearing on the masses, okay? So you've got some kind of leadership quality for sure. Now, if we wrap it all up with the Lovers, the Six of Cups often does come across as a very loving card, the imparting of loving energy, often in an innocent way. It could be a parent to a child, but it can be parental or maternal or paternal to another human being. And that is, again, that energy that I'm feeling from you guys, that fierce mama bear energy, or it can be papa bear as well. But it's that energy of imparting love in a very powerful way. And here we have the Lovers, okay? And that is that energy of unconditional love and unconditional regard that you show people. And it comes from the depth of you with the High Priestess and the Hermit. It comes from the development of self, not an idea of love, but that's that clairsentience I was picking up before. The deep knowing and understanding. We have claircognizance there too. The deep knowing and feeling, the visceral experience of self-love, self-development, and self-love. And again, that's that red essence. That's the precision, that exactitude, wherein you confront yourself. You see all aspects of yourself, and all of those aspects become integrated into wholeness. So you return to a form of wholeness. And so with you guys, the lovers is you and you. You're in love with yourself. And that is what you really are. That's what you hold. You hold so much loving, powerful space for others because you've met yourself there. In your own power, you've confronted yourself, your demons and your beauty, all in the same space. Okay? The traditional high priestess card is the black and white, right? The dark and the light, the B and the J, or the Torah, okay? All the aspects of wisdom and knowledge from the dark and the light integrated into one. And so in this particular card, her eyes are full of light, essentially, okay? Because she sees with spirit, okay? That's all I can say. And again, we have more white robes here. So there's this development of self that is so profound with this group, that is so admirable, I have to say, that is in alignment with how people view you, but goes so much deeper and so much wider than maybe even deeper than that you even know. But I have the sense that you have a sense that this is what you are. And I'm hoping that this reading will be validating to you guys. Okay, let me get a couple of oracle cards and then we'll close out, okay? Okay, my guides, show me the oracle card denoting how group number 3 are viewed. Show me accurately and clearly now, please. We have the fire rat. Okay, we've talked about the fact that there's a lot of fire here. And oh my God. Oh my God. I would get up right now and walk around my room because I'm dramatic like that. But I don't feel like getting up right now. Guys, if you're doing something, you're just listening, can you just look at the video for a second? Look at the screen. Light and shadow. Can you effing believe that? We just talked about that with the high priestess, the black and the white, the light and the dark. How you guys play in the dark, but you're also pure innocence and light. You are viewed accurately, my dears. And what did I say? I'll be with you from dusk till dawn. Is this dusk or is this dawn? Who knows? Some of you might have been born in the year of the rat. I believe the year of the rat is also Scorpio in the 8th house, which I think we mentioned before. And 13, oh my God, I'm blown away right now. 13 is a highly mistaken number. It has been basically demoted to the bottom rung and what's the word? Like vilified or something like this, or made to be very bad because 13 is such an auspicious, such a mystical number, I just want to say. I'm sorry, I'm just blown away right now. This is when I love doing this work because it's undeniable how we are connected to spirit. Light and shadow. Fire, red essence, okay? Now, how are you really? Which is kind of the same thing. How are my group number 3s really? Show me. Show me clearly and accurately only, please. Thank you, my guides. Oh my God, I have so much gratitude for my guidance. Okay, that card just wanted to come out. And we have, fire pig. That's crazy. Another, okay, there's so much to say here. I can't even take it. They always tell me to slow down. Guys, I'm absolutely bugging out right now. You ready? Number 1, we have fire again. Okay, this is my fire pile. It doesn't matter if you have, a fire ascendant. That is your energy, okay? We have the pig. Terribly misunderstood animal, okay? Such a high vibrational, wonderful, sweet, loving animal who loves to play in the mud, loves to play in the dark, right? In the muddiness, right? Like the devil energy. It's just so crazy how many synchronicities there are here. Then we have, what is this called? A halo. I just heard Beyonce's I can see your halo with a feather here. What did I say? Right? Fire, the underworld, and angelic and purity. I didn't use the word angelic. I used the word purity, innocence. All in one go. This is you, all in one go. And what did I say? The pig is flying here. I don't remember the beginning of the reading because it's been a couple of hours, but they said something about that you're viewed as magical, doing things that seem magical, something like this. And literally there's a pig flying here. And now we have raise your frequency. Okay. You are actually somebody who has a powerfully high frequency, and people also know it. Point blank, period. And we have another 6 here with the 6 of Cups. And all of these major arcana. Guys, I am absolutely blown away by your reading. I really, really hope that you enjoyed it. I really hope that it resonated. Guys, if it resonated, this is one of those readings, please share in paragraphs all you want in the comments. I try my best to respond to as many comments as I possibly can, as long as my channel is still on the smaller side. You guys are a super powerful group. So I just want to thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of the community. If you're not, please subscribe because, man, you belong here, okay? Or I should say, I want to ask you, can I belong with you? Okay, because I'd love to be in your company. But if nothing else, I just want to send you guys so much love, so many blessings. Until the next reading, take very, very good care.